So we're here at on the way to the Monaco Media Forum.
In luxury.
Just landed in Nice, and next to me there's Esther Dyson, and we sat together next to each other in the plane.
But fortunately with an empty seat between, so we were both comfortable.
Yeah, right. So that was good, and now we're on the way to beautiful Monaco. And we just talked about healthcare and Esther's engagement in this area. So could you tell me more about what your vision is for healthcare in the next coming years?
Well, first in the United States there are kind of two pieces. There's the dysfunctional healthcare system, which has the wrong incentives, provides very good quality to people who can pay for it or who have access, but is impenetrable for people who don't. And then there's the other side of it, which is why deal with healthcare if you can maintain your health? Not everybody's lucky enough, but there's now a whole movement of so-called user-generated health data, or the quantified self, where originally people would measure their weight or their blood pressure, or they can measure their blood sugar, especially if they're diabetic. There are now labs where they can get blood samples looked at. So I'm looking at a combination of very interesting companies that I hope I'll roll up at some point. So there's 23andMe, which does your genome. Then there's a startup that's going to exist, probably spun off from a company called Intellis, which will help you understand basically your metabolism, your cardiovascular system, and so forth. Then there's another company called Longenics that will, again, using your blood, will give you an understanding of your immune system. And then there's things that will also monitor your sleeping patterns, and so forth and so on. And then you can put in your own data, like your weight or how much you exercised or all these other things. And then you can have a really good picture of your health and also what you should do to improve it. So,
are people frightened about these services, or how the direction?
Some people are. I mean, some people, new or secret information scares people. Back in medieval times, people were scared of mirrors. They thought that there was evil things. If you looked in the mirror, you would see some kind of scary truth. And people now feel the same way about the genome. So a lot of what I'm trying to do is make people not think the genome is scary. I've put my entire genome, even more data than 23andMe gives you, up on the web. You can go to personalgenomes.org and there it is. But of course it's like seeing an entire novel written in Russian, and all we have is a dictionary of 200 words, so there's less data in 23andMe, but a lot more meaning and interpretation. In the same way, I mean, I have all these numbers about what's in my blood, but I don't know what they mean.
Yeah.
So having a service that will look at those numbers for you and then help you interpret it is what people really need. So,
and transparency is also brings totally new way of transparency in the health market, because people.
Speaking of transparency, should I turn on the light?
Yeah. No, it's weird just out.
There, that's more transparent.
Yeah.
Right now, most of this information is just beginning to be useful. You don't really need to know your genome to know you should probably eat better and drink less and not smoke and so forth. But as you get more and more of this information, you can in fact find out specific things about which drugs are good for you, which drugs will work for you if you have a particular disease, where your immune system is being compromised, what supplements or vitamins you might need. If you do lose weight or you exercise more, different people, because of everything from the size of their globules of cholesterol to their metabolism, will react differently to changes. And so knowing all this will give you much better control over your own health. You know, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy to eat right. It doesn't mean that suddenly having this knowledge makes it easy to get up every morning and go run 4 miles. But it will will give you more information, will give you more specific information about the return on that behavior. So
Yeah.
I think people are more likely to do it.
So did Obama call you already to do a project together?
Obama's administration called me to do something quite different, which is to sit on the NASA Advisory Council.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm now one of a group of people giving NASA some, not advice on what to do, because Congress does that, but advice on how to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the conversation, and now we are looking forward to Monaco Media Forum.
And may you remain in good health.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.